What's wrong with the reptile community? What's up, YouTube? If you are a part of the reptile community, you know there's a lot of division in this community. And I'm not sure why. And I understand that people have their own beliefs, people have their own upbringings and everything like that, but what's the purpose of dividing the community just to make yourself feel better? So, while I'm already here, I do have a giveaway video. It explains what the giveaway details are. I'll be giving away 2 animals to 2 individuals, so each person gets one. Obviously, don't confuse it, all right? It'll be bearded dragons, ball pythons. They choose between the selection. It's once we get to 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, so just click that video, watch it, look at the details, listen to the instructions, and hopefully you win. Good luck. And also hit that like button for the YouTube algorithm. Smash it if you want to. Don't forget to share my videos, because obviously that helps other people like the videos as well. So when I first got into reptiles, I always was like, you know, this is a group of weird people. So if we're all weird, why would we bring people down? Why would we be mean to each other? Why would we divide our community? We're all weird. So what's the point? We're weird people. Let us be weird people together. So why is there so much division in this community? I personally have dealt with racism in the reptile community. I have seen sexism in the reptile community. I've seen so much stuff that I'm just like, what is the purpose? What is the reason behind all of it? And I don't want this to be a ranty video or anything like that. I just want to voice my opinions on why we are so divided as a reptile community. Now, my personal experience with racism in the reptile community. Now, I'm going to give you a little background of who I am. So, I am an immigrant. I came from Cuba. I have been in this country since 2001, and I'm practically American. I wasn't in Cuba long enough to consider myself an actual Cuban. I mean, I hate to say that to the people that are Cuban and are watching this, or the people that are Hispanic and are watching this, but if you've been in the United States as long as I have, and I was about to turn 6 when I came to this country. I have spent my entire life in the United States. So for me to come to this world, to come to this country, the country of freedom, the country where everyone succeeds, and be diminished or be belittled because of the color of my skin or the race that I am, that's just unbelievable. Obviously, I grew up knowing that this existed, but I didn't grow up ever experiencing it because I was always in a close-knit Hispanic community. Once I ventured off and became my own person, obviously I started experiencing it a lot more, and man, people are fucking ruthless. So I'll give you the one example that I have that I want to actually share, that I've already shared in the past on social media. One time I was calling around different pet stores trying to sell some wholesale baby bearded dragons, and on the phone, obviously, if you close your eyes and you don't think about the color of my skin or anything like that, I might not sound black, you know, like that's just how it goes. To some people over the phone, I don't sound black, and I definitely don't sound Hispanic. So they were okay with me bringing reptiles to this pet store. I'm not going to name any pet stores. I'm not even going to hint on who it was or anything like that. I get to this pet store. I asked for the manager because that's who I spoke to on the phone, and as soon as they saw me, they were like, oh, no, we can't, we weren't really, it was some weird shit like, oh, we can't take your dragons, something like that. And I was just like, that doesn't make any sense over the phone. You were definitely all up for taking my bearded dragons, so what gives? So, obviously, I went home with my bearded dragons, and that was a little bit disappointing. I was more so disappointed on the fact that this was a management person at this pet store. They weren't even the owner of the pet store, so for them to make a call like that just blew my mind. So obviously there's people that deal with this kind of stuff all over the reptile community, and I just feel bad for the people that are having to react like that to people that have no sense of harming anyone. Like, we are here trying to make awesome animals. We're here trying to make other people happy by creating these awesome animals, and also make ourselves happy by living with these reptiles. So for someone to react like that to someone that is trying to help them out as well as help themselves out, it just doesn't make any sense. So if you've experienced any racism, any sexism, or any kind of discrimination in the reptile community, I apologize for all of us in the reptile community. I mean, obviously it wasn't for me, but because I am a part of this community, we're all feeling it. We're all part of it. So we are all also part of the problem. If you see something, say something. Like that. That's just not that hard. If you see somebody being a sexist, if you see somebody being a racist, if you see somebody discriminating against someone else, call them out. Because if you don't call them out and you are aware of this and you've seen this happening, it's going to happen to other people. And if you don't make other people aware, if you don't make the community aware that there's a person out there doing this stuff, and then later on in the future you're like, oh, I remember when I said something, when I knew about this, but I didn't say anything, that's only going to make you look worse. So if you see something today, say something that split second. Don't say something next year. Don't say something tomorrow. Tomorrow's too late because you don't know what that person can cause as far as today. People are sensitive. I'm not going to lie. But whenever you're dealing with someone that's a hard ass or someone that's a racist or someone that's sexist or anything like that, they do not care about someone else's feelings. They only care about trying to make themselves feel better, trying to make themselves feel like a supreme being. And that's not right. So for me, like I said, I just want to apologize on behalf of everyone in the reptile community and to everyone in the reptile community. If you've ever felt like you've been discriminated against, just lift your head up, keep moving forward, because that person that discriminated against you, they're probably not happy in their life and they're probably feeling it. So they're only going to be mean to others because they got nothing else going for them. So that's really the whole video. That is, I know it's not that long. I just really wanted to talk about why there's so much going on in this reptile community. We're so divided as individuals. You know what? So let me talk about this real quick. Last week, obviously, I don't know when this video is going to go live, but last week, as far as today goes, coldblooded.com was released to the public. The week before last week, herp.social was released to the public. There was a lot of people divided. I personally was on herp.social since they allowed other people to get on from Husbandry Pro, and then that was probably like a day or two before they released it to the public. And then Cold Blooded came along a week later, and I was like, that's a little strange, but you know what? There's two different platforms where I can voice my opinions, where I can share my animals. I'm going for both of them. So I have an account on coldblooded.com and I have an account on herp.social. It's no big deal. I would prefer to have both. I have no opinion about whichever one's better. They're exactly the same. They're identical. Just like if people use Facebook and Instagram and TikTok, they're just trying to get their opinions out. They're just trying to voice their concerns. They're just trying to voice what they like, what they do, all of that. So that's why I'm on both platforms. For the people that are on one instead of the other, why? What's the harm in being on both? Yeah, maybe it takes a little bit more time because you have to post on several places, but who cares? If you really are that involved in the reptile community, you might as well be on all social media platforms that will allow you to be involved in the reptile community. Go for it. Don't discriminate against one. Yeah, coldblooded.com is created by Morph Market. Great. They have a larger following. Great. Herp.social is created by people that were behind Husbandry Pro. If you don't know what Husbandry Pro is, it's a freaking awesome app that lets you literally deal with your collection without having to have the stress of monitoring everything and doing everything by hand. You literally just scan these little QR codes and it's on your phone. You just say, oh, this animal ate, this animal shed, this animal did this animal sold. Whatever you want to say on there, you just do it. So if it's just collecting, if you're not a breeder, that's still good information to have. You don't have to have all the other stuff that you don't want to have. You can literally customize Husbandry Pro for your needs. So if you don't care if they shed, if you don't care if they copulated, if you don't care if they ovulated or anything like that, you can take all that stuff off and just leave the feeding. That's fine. So I use both. But that's kind of how it goes. That's just how the reptile community is right now. We're super divided. Some people saying, oh, don't go to herp.social because it's not by Morph Market, or don't go to coldblooded.com because it's not by Husbandry Pro, or whatever. Just enjoy both of them. That's really all I got. So, as always, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss anything that I put out in the future. As always,